Namaste and welcome to this practice. Let's begin by finding comfort in stillness. Whether you're seated or reclined, take this time just to pause and feel into your everyday breath. Letting this breath guide you a little deeper inward to acknowledge how it is that you're showing up to your practice today, how you are feeling in your body, in your mind, in your heart. And staying with these last 3 breaths, arriving in the here and now. Preparing for this practice of yoga. You can then begin to extend your left leg and fold your right leg in. Let your hands come onto that extended leg and slowly start to slide them down as you fold. Take a breath in to come all the way back up. And exhale to fold. And just noticing where you're feeling this sensation through the back of that left leg. If it's more at the back of the knee rather than the back of the thigh, just add a little extra bend through that left knee. The next time you're folding forward, we're going to build on here, keeping the left hand on that leg somewhere. Take a breath in, reaching the right arm up and around to the space behind you. As you exhale, bringing that hand over toward the left little toe. Inhale to lift. And exhale to fold. Now you could keep going with this variation or add on using your left hand to hold the little toe side of your right foot. Inhale, take the right arm up and then extending that right leg out in front. Exhale, folding back in. And 2 more here with your breath. And on this next rotation, we come to hold. And if you've got your leg lifted, you're holding that with your left hand. Your right arm is extended behind you. It might be parallel or just hovering off the floor. We're here for one last breath in. Take that arm up as you exhale, bend the right leg and place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Leaning back into the hands, finding your figure 4 reverse table, breathing in to lift. Imagine you're hugging those 2 hands and that left foot towards each other, lifting the hips evenly. One last breath. On the exhale, lowering all the way down. Extending that left leg once again, pressing down now into the right foot, left heel, one leg reverse plank. Looking forward or up toward the ceiling. One last breath in. With that controlled out breath, start to lower all the way down. This time you're extending the right leg, left leg is folding in, and start to fold forward. Imagine you're starting to roll a pair of socks up the leg. And as you breathe out, rolling those socks back toward the ankle and just checking in where you're feeling that sensation on this side. You're going to be adding on here, taking the left arm up, around to the space behind you. Exhale, coming back to the outside of the right little toe. Option to take hold of the left foot with the right hand, breathing in, left arm, left leg extends. Folding in as you release the breath. 2 more with your breath, guiding your movements. And that second and final rotation, we come to add a hold here. Drawing the right rib cage around just a little more, maybe looking over towards those left fingertips. And as you breathe in, reach the arm up, bending the left knee, place the ankle on the right thigh. Figure 4, reverse table. Lifting up, keep lifting the left hip, the right hip. Pressing down into all of the fingertips, all of the tips of those right toes. One last breath in. And with that controlled exhalation, lowering all the way down. Extending the right leg, grounding down through the left foot, right heel. Lifting all the way up, hips, ribs, chest, gaze. Release that next breath and release the body all the way down. Find your way onto the hands and knees, and let's start to build our plank pose here. Remember, half plank is an option with the knees down, stacking the shoulders over the wrist. We're drawing up through those lower abdominals, so beneath the navel. You might imagine you've got a corset wrapped around you and you're tightening that a little. You're so welcome to lift the legs as well, of course. If you have your legs extended, feel the back of the legs lifting toward the ceiling slightly. The core is on, we take an inhale. We use our exhale to find down dog. Inhale forward into plank. So about 30-40% effort in the core, not enough to restrict the breath, moving into down dog on the out breath. Inhale forward. Exhale down dog. We'll do one more flow like this and we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Make any little adjustments you need to there, reaching the heels toward the floor. They're not probably touching, no problem. Feel the front ribs moving into the back of your shirt. Keep the sit bones lifting tall, hands planted, and start to walk the feet toward the front of the mat. And just stop at that point before you need to lift your hands up, and then walk your way back into your downward facing dog. Keep the sit bones lifted, tippy-toeing your way forward. Hands are supporting you. And walking all the way back. Just one more round like this, tippy-toeing your way forward. Sit bones are lifting, spine is long. And keep those sit bones elevated as you find your down dog. And one last time, we walk all the way to the front of the mat, and that's where we'll meet. So as you're ready, place the soles of the feet down, shift the hands to the shins, take a breath in, and lift the chest parallel to the floor. As you exhale, chest to the thighs, bend the knees, take a slow spinal roll to come all the way up here. The arms are heavy, just hanging down alongside the body, stacking the vertebrae slowly, one at a time. Come to find your Tadasana. Feel space between the arms and the torso, and feel into the breath. You might have the eyes open or closed here. And when you're ready to crack them open, take an inhale to float the arms overhead. On the exhale, soften the knees to fold. Finding that halfway lift as you breathe in. Plant the hands down, exhale, finding your plank pose. Inhale to shift forward slightly, look forward. Exhale, lower all the way down with control. We're finding our cobra here, hugging the ankles in, press into the top of the feet. Inhale, lift the spine. Keep a little bend through the elbows. As you exhale, lowering all the way down. So that core is on here as we press away from the earth to take an inhale. Still on here as we find our down dog to support the lower back. Feeling into your downward facing dog, sending the right leg up as you breathe in. On the exhale, step the foot forward. Find your lunge. You're welcome to take the left knee to the floor. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Stay for the out breath. One last breath in here. Touching down as you release the breath, stepping back into down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward. Build from the ground up, reaching the arms up, breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, touching the hands down, stepping back into your plank. Come forward slightly, inhale. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Finding your cobra with one breath. Legs are strong and supportive behind you. Releasing as you exhale. Coming up through your hands and knees or full plank to take a breath in. Core on, exhale, down dog. Feel, hear, and sense your breath, relaxing a little more through the belly. Planting down through the hands, lifting the heels, and starting to tippy-toe your way once again to the front of the mat. When you arrive, bring your hands to the shins. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. On the exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, coming up, palms meet overhead. Exhale, down through center. So we find stork pose, shifting the weight a little more into the left leg, bending the right knee, facing it forward. Perhaps your right big toe remains on the ground, or bring that foot a little higher. Feel the right and left leg coming into center and talking to each other. As you connect through the palms, lift the breastbone to meet the thumbs. Expand across from collarbone to collarbone. Noticing your point of focus out in front, a little eye level, a little higher than eye level can be really helpful here, particularly as you start to find your warrior three, sending that right leg back behind you. And sense that right hip just dropping down a little here, rather than opening through that leg, building this strength through the left leg, the left glutes in particular. And then could you add a little toe tap here? So lowering and lifting that right leg. Keep avoiding opening the hip here, focusing more on the strength rather than the flexibility for the time being. And then the next time your leg is lifting, can you keep it elevated with control, landing down onto the fingertips? Send the right leg up a little higher, the chest toward that bottom thigh. Take a breath in. On the exhale, bend the left knee. Let the right knee tap the left calf, a little curtsy tap. As you inhale, straighten both legs up and down. Exhale, tapping down, lowering the hips. Next time your right leg is elevated, you're going to land it into your lunge at the back of the mat. Building slowly from the ground up, taking the arms up alongside the ears. Reach to the fingers, inhale. You're steering the right hip forward slightly. Find your winged warrior as you exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Keep lifting up through the chest, through the gaze. One more like this. We come to meet, leaning forward, anchoring back now through that right heel, reaching into the fingertips. Use your next breath in, send the arms all the way up, touching down as you exhale, plank pose. Inhale to come forward, exhale to lower down, slowly, controlled, cobra on your breath in. Release as you breathe out, moving mindfully to find your way into downward facing dog. Feel, hear, and sense your breath. Using your next inhale, let the right leg glide up into the air. Exhale, step the foot forward. Find your high lunge, Anjaneyasana, or keep the left knee down. Moving into your winged warrior as you breathe out, sending the arms back. Keep your focus out in front, external focus, inward focus, the breath. Next time your arms are reaching back behind you, that's where we'll meet. It might feel like all the weight of the body is coming forward, so keep reaching back down into that back leg, that back heel, into the fingertips behind you. And using your next inhale, reaching all the way up, touching down as you exhale. Stepping forward, breathing in, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. A spinal roll or reverse swan dive leads you to standing in Tadasana. Take a moment to let the breath settle. Finding stork pose on this second side. So this time your left knee is bent, facing forward. Keeping it grounded or lifting it higher and bringing the legs towards each other. Hands meet, elbows lift. Feel yourself drawing in and up through the lower belly, through the pelvic floor. And as you start to send that left leg back, steering the hip points evenly down toward the floor. You could even have your hands on your hip to feel that. You want to keep dropping that left hip slightly and then lowering that left leg down and lifting it back up. Now remember, it doesn't have to be a huge lift. You might just be coming a little way off the floor with that big toe. You're still going to get all of the great benefits through strengthening this right leg, strengthening the hamstrings. Be in control of the movement and the breath. And as that leg lifts, start to lower down, come onto the fingertips. Take the leg a little higher as you draw the chest to that bottom thigh, breathing in. Bending the knee, lower the hips, lower the left knee. Exhale. Inhale, extending both legs, tapping in as you breathe out. How low can you get with your hips? Drawing the chest toward that front thigh. Taking the leg all the way up, preparing to land it at the back of the mat. Finding your high lunge, taking the arms up. This time we wrap the arms around behind, interlacing the fingers. Take a bend through the elbows and draw the arms out to the long side of your mats a little more, then drawing them away. So feeling into that upper back strength here. Then adding that length of spine as you inhale, finding your humble warrior on the out breath. Now, rather than collapsing the torso down, can you stay long through all four sides of the torso? Heavy through the back foot. Beginning to lift up, inhale, taking the arms all the way up. Exhale, lowering down, finding your plank pose. Moving through this connecting vinyasa, adding your cobra as your back bend at the bottom. Letting your breath guide your movements. And meeting in downward facing dog. Feel, hear, and sense your breath. Take your next inhale to lift the left leg up into the air, stepping the foot forward as you exhale. High lunge, coming all the way up. We take the arms around behind to interlace at the back, Drawing the arms apart out to the long side of your mat, lifting up from the ribs to the collarbones, and then starting to lengthen the torso forward, humble warrior. Find a little tuck of the chin here, the back of the neck nice and long. So you might be shifting your gaze just to that point out in front of the short end of your mat. As you breathe in, taking the arms all the way up, touching down at the front as you exhale. Inhale, step forward, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. And we pause here now, either on the palms or the fingertips. A micro bend or a deep bend through the knees. Once again, paying attention to where it is that you're feeling this through the back of the legs. So if it's more through the back of the knees, find a little extra bend through the knees. See if you can direct that stretch into the back of the thighs. Lifting the sit bones nice and tall. Can you stay for 2 more breaths here? Bringing the hands to the shins, inhale and lift the spine halfway. Bend the knees, exhale, plant the hands down, step your way back into downward facing dog. Keep lifting the sit bones high, lengthening through the spine. Engaging into those 4 paws, grounding down into your mat. And we're here for 2 more breaths. Feeling through the entire back body, And then starting to lower the knees all the way down to the floor. So from here, you can lower down into Sphinx pose, coming onto the forearms, extending the legs back behind you. Find a little more space between the legs than you needed in your Cobra, and maybe even turning the toes in slightly. Just letting the spine be heavy. Feeling your belly moving against the earth. Staying with these last 3 breaths, and imagine you're inviting those breaths from the heels, up the legs, to the back of the neck. And as you exhale from the back of the neck, down the side of the spine, the legs to the heels. Feeling into the entire back line of the body. Staying for one last breath. And using that exhale to start lowering down and either making a pillow under the forehead or turning to rest on one cheek. And then keeping your head at that same end of your mat, just slowly start to roll all the way onto your back. And when you arrive on your back, have your knees bent. Take hold of the back of the right leg and start to extend that right leg up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. Bending the knee as you breathe out. Inhale to reach the leg long. Exhale, bending at the knee. Just a few more like this, feeling into the back of the leg, but just in a little more passive way now. You're not needing that leg or the other leg to hold you up. So just notice what you notice here through the entire leg. And then after you extend that leg one more time, bringing the right ankle onto the left knee, finding your figure four. Keeping the left foot grounded, or reach through and take hold of the left thigh or the shin. Just settle into stillness here for a moment. Feeling into that everyday breath. Acknowledging how it feels in your body, in your mind. And then lowering the left foot down so you can release the right. Keep the right foot grounded, holding onto the back of the left leg, and begin that straightening as you breathe in and bending as you breathe out. And feeling into the entire left leg. Doesn't have to be a full extension of the leg. Pay more attention to where you're feeling that sensation. When that leg is extended, you can bring the ankle on top of the right knee, finding your figure four. Perhaps bringing the right knee toward the chest. And feel here and sense your breath. Lowering both feet back down. Keep the knees bent for the time being. We'll take our legs up towards the ceiling. If you've got a bolster or a block and you know you like to use that, you could reach for that now. If you don't have that, that's no problem either. You can always bring your hands underneath your bottom, turning the palms down, reach them down towards the feet as far as you can, and then they work as a support here. You can then bring the knees to the chest and reach the legs up toward the ceiling. And of course, if you didn't get the exact position straight away, just rearrange so that hopefully it feels effortless just to have your legs elevated and feel into, again, that more passive space from the heels to the sit bones, along either side of the spine, to the back of the neck. And we're here for just one more minute, and that often equates to about 6 or 8 breaths if you'd like to count them down. As you're ready, bending the knees, lowering the feet all the way down, removing the hands or any supports underneath the hips, and beginning to extend the legs long, letting the arms unfold alongside the body. Find a passive, neutral position for the body now in your Shavasana. And I know that we all lead very full, very busy lives. But what if just 5 minutes of rest was enough to change your state of body, state of mind? Could you stay with me just for these last 5 minutes of your practice? Noticing that soft movement of your abdomen, the belly gently expanding like you're inflating a balloon as you breathe in. and the belly softening or deflating as you breathe out. And then start to shift your attention to the nostrils, feeling the sensation of breath, of air. Slightly cooler as you breathe in, and slightly warmer as you breathe out. And noticing which location in the body you resonate most with. The nostrils or the belly, and go there now. Relax the physical body even more into the stillness. And let your attention softly rest at this part of your body. And give yourself just these last 2 minutes to let your breath hold you here so warmly, so calmly in this present moment. For now, be free of all other worries or concerns, obligations or commitments. And simply watch over this breath. And this breath. And this breath. And if it's possible for you to stay a little longer, then please do so. If it is time for you to start making your way back into this day, see if you can avoid getting busy and filling every moment. And instead taking this sense of deep presence, clarity, and peace back with you into your life. And I wish you well. Namaste.